All right, thank you, Cam, and thank you everyone for being here today. And good afternoon. Hopefully everyone's had a really good day so far. You know, as I was standing here just now, I realised why latitude is so smart. They have 180 degrees. Come on, it's a geography joke.
We like geography.
Supposed to laugh. Anyway, let's have a look. A little bit about me. I began my career in 2004 and have a very spatial family. My parents are both geographers, my mum having taught GIS at a high school, and my brother works in the GIS area also. I've been with Thiess for about 3 years and have facilitated the rollout of a new GIS system globally. During this time, the team has grown from just myself to myself and Long in the front row here, super grad, and now we have a third employee who's based in Indonesia looking after their projects. In 2015, Thiess became the world's largest mining services provider with expertise in many of the major bulk commodities. So for you here today, I'm going to dig up and demonstrate a new precious commodity. Insights into the application of an enterprise GeoCortex and Esri integration for safety management in Thiess operations. Over the last 2 years, the GIS system at Thiess has gone through a transformation where it once lived on-premise, supporting only Australian operations. It has now been designed and developed in the cloud to support Thiess ops in 6 countries. The result is a centrally governed system that is easy to manage, is mobile, scalable, and repeatable across our 30-something projects and tenders. Our Thiess platform was designed to meet selected business criteria, including being highly available and being globally accessible, easily managed, deployed, and governed from head office, advanced reporting and workflow tools through GeoCortex, being cloud hosted in Microsoft Azure to align with other business systems, and to have mobile and offline access, so anytime, anywhere, on any device. At the heart of this platform exists Thiess BlueView, a series of GeoCortex web viewers and tools. The provision of detailed reporting tools and workflows and the ease of data creation were the key drivers behind extending the Esri enterprise platform to utilise GeoCortex products. To facilitate the rollout of our system, components have been standardised across our projects for databases, map services, reports and workflows. This ensures that GeoCortex sites or web viewers can simply be duplicated with the new REST URLs for services repathed into our workflows and reports. Stand-up time for a fully functional mobile and web GIS with selected custom workflows and reporting is only 1 to 2 days. So, let's start digging. Health and safety underpin everything we do at Thiess. In terms of mining operations, safety is planned for, legislated and audited. The use of GIS workflows for the management and reporting of safety-related information is embedded in various management plans and can be drawn upon for audits and investigations from the mines inspector. Let us follow a Thiess mine worker into the field. You put on your hard hat and your high vis and imagine you're down in the pit inspecting a high wall. At Thiess, we use Arcgis Collector as our main observation tool. So you open up your high wall inspection app in the field on your phone or your tablet and you complete the assessment. Data gets synced back to the managed database and shared through to the business on the fly. You then decide to open BlueView in your mobile device and get context around the area that you're inspecting. GeoCortex Essentials is federated to our Thiess portal and authenticates via Active Directory, which then passes the token back to the HTML5 viewer. You now geolocate yourself to see where you're standing in the field. Using the viewer functionality in your mobile device, you then decide to mark up the map. The markup is then saved as a new project for sharing back to the office. There are two options for sharing the new view. Either you can share it through a unique URL, which you can save and then email to anyone that needs it, or you can enter a username from the federated portal, which you're about to see. So GeoCortex Essentials, out-of-the-box functionality, is compatible with mobile devices, both phones and tablets. Here it is, I'm sharing it to myself. It's a win. Now, you head back into the office and dust off your boots. Then you are asked for a report of today's highwall inspection. You decide that you first want to add in a comment to say it would be a recommendation to apply a 30-metre safety standoff from the toe of the high wall. And to do this, you go into BlueView and edit the data using the editing tools. This standoff means that no people or vehicles should enter the area unless approved. Next, you select and run the high wall checklist report, in this case using today's date as a variable. Behind this, GeoCortex workflow makes an interactive feature selection as per the date variable and passes the data to the report. The report is output, in this case as a PDF, and is now ready to share with the team. So these reports are designed in GeoCortex reporting, which Cam will demo soon.
Yes, I will.
Because there was a hazard identified in the field, a geotechnical engineer now has to create a new record for the hazard in BlueView. They carry out further due diligence and attach information and images and documents as per the Principal Hazard Management Plan requirements. Updates can be made to the hazard polygon as the status of the hazard changes over time, such as it being dug out. It's as simple as that to add an attachment. Thiess logo, it's great.
Is it dangerous?
Dangerous, very dangerous. Following this, the pre-configured hazard maps are exported and inserted into weekly plans. This is a report run on the data, and in this case it shows an image, attachment, and a feature map. After that, the data can go anywhere. Operations dashboards can be set up as an additional tool to view the hazards in real time, and it's great for viewing images. So aside from geotechnical safety, some of the other safety-related GeoCortex workflows that we have deployed include pre-configured statutory mine rescue plans, general site safety observations, so looking at roads, vehicles, dust, open cut examiner, pit and coal inspections, dam condition assessments, so whether or not the dam's going to be stable, and work area inspections and sign-on. So this is an example of a work area inspection where we have a feature map, a checklist, and an image. Through the GeoCortex and Esri integration, Thiess spatial systems play a crucial role in the management of safety within our ops. So I hope you've enjoyed our time here today and leave here feeling like you really have struck gold. All right, over to you, Cam.
All right, thanks, Catherine. Hey, let's give her a quick hand. I know there's more. All right, so you're asking yourself, what more is there to see? And the answer is quite a bit. What I want to do now for the next 10 minutes is just show you a bit of a wider world. We've been helping customers like Catherine for many, many years build business applications that solve real business problems. And often that involves taking users by the hand and walking them through a series of steps and then ultimately producing a PDF report at the end. About 12 months ago at Latitude, we said, you know what? There's this new thing out there called Web AppBuilder. Wouldn't it be great if we could take some of those technologies that we've been using for 10 plus years, rewrap them and make them available for Web AppBuilder developers? So what I want to walk through with you and show you some demos and examples of is those same technologies that you saw Catherine demonstrate, workflow and reporting, but I want to show them to you in the context of Web AppBuilder. So the first of these is called GeoCortex Workflow. GeoCortex Workflow is all about automating and guiding end user interactions. Rather than putting a number of tools in front of the end user and having them try and figure out what to do, they instead invoke a task-based action. You saw some examples that Catherine showed you, and then walk through the steps to get to an end result. This is fantastic for Web AppBuilder developers, particularly for Web AppBuilder developers who've found themselves beginning to write custom widgets. If you're thinking about writing custom widgets for Web AppBuilder, you really should be looking at GeoCortex Workflow first because it is a configuration-based tool rather than a code-based tool. And the very last line, the very last bullet on that slide is key. We've already written this in such a way that it works both with Esri's JavaScript 3.x API and Esri's JavaScript 4.x API. So you write that workflow once for your Web AppBuilder application, and you're not going to have to rewrite it again when we hit that shift, probably later in 2019 for your 2D Web AppBuilder apps over to 4.x JavaScript API. It is a very visual process, and I'm going to show you a couple of quick examples, but this is what the workflows look like when you configure them. Both this workflow and the reporting are available today inside Marketplace. So if something I've said today intrigues you, by all means head to the Esri Marketplace. You can get a 60-day free, fully functional trial. Give it a run. The second piece is reporting. Often, the output of what you want to do when you've combined all this GIS data is actually an information product, a PDF report. A safety report, for example, that you can send off or email off. And that's what GeoCortex Reporting 5 does. It's all about bringing key data together from multiple locations. This is designed for Esri's modern ArcGIS platform, which means it fully supports your portal. You can get data from ArcGIS Online. You can get data from Portal for ArcGIS. And again, it is available in the marketplace. Slides are fun, but reckless live demonstrations are so much more interesting. So that is what we are going to move to, and you can't see that. But with the magic of screen duplication, you can see that. So here is a Web AppBuilder application that I have built that incorporates both workflow and reporting technology. I'm going to begin by showing you an example of a workflow that generates a tax parcel report. I like this workflow because it does a few things that are very clear and easy to follow. So I'm going to start by typing in an address, and you can see the workflow is giving me autocomplete behavior. And we'll go ahead and select that one. You'll note that as I'm interacting with this workflow, a couple of things have happened. The form is changing dynamically, which means you're not putting things in front of your end users until they need to see them. Furthermore, the map is being interacted with. So the map panned and zoomed to the location of the address. All these things make for a very pleasing user experience. We're going to buffer this by 50, submit that. You saw the buffer automatically draw on the screen. You saw the parcels appear and get highlighted. And you can see as I mouse over these different parcels, they're being highlighted on the map. Again, this is standard out-of-the-box behavior running inside Web AppBuilder. Now, by doing nothing more than checking this box, I can then have it kick off the report that's going to be generated. It's going to take 60 odd seconds, so while that's running, I'm going to take you to the report designer. So this is the configuration interface where you build your reports that are ultimately saved as a portal item and then integrated into your Web App Builder application. You can see this report has a graph on the very top showing all my parcels and their relative land value and improvement value, and then a section down below. Two things to call out. The first is this is an image. The second is my map. When I say this is integrated to Portal, here's my map control, and you can see this is going straight to my portal and allowing me to select any web map that I've defined as the definition for what that map should look like inside my report. Back to our live generation. Here's our report. We'll open it up. It's a PDF. It's loading. There we go. There's our graph, and you can see for each parcel we have attribute data, we have a small map, we've used an image API to go out and grab an image, a barcode, and the like. So that's just one example of what that looks like. Now, the most common question I get from people is, okay, that's great, but what does it look like to put this into a Web App Builder application? So we're going to do that, a real simple one, right now. We're going to create a brand new Web App Builder app. Here we go. And it's really very simple. What we've done is we've created a couple of widgets for you that automatically bring in reporting and workflow information into your Web App Builder application. So as soon as this loads, and it will, trust me, hey, look at that. We're going to go to our widget area of Web App Builder. And in this first widget position, you can see I've got some new widgets here. I've got a reporting widget. I've got a workflow widget. I'm going to select the workflow widget. I'm going to give it a name. And as this is loading up, what it's going to do is then I'm going to say, go to my portal and automatically find all my workflow configurations that I've built. And we're going to grab this one and bring it in and click OK. When I do that, I've now basically taken that configured widget and I can run it directly in my configuration environment. In this case, it's very, very simple. I'm just going to run that workflow, and it's asking me about burger toppings because, you know, this time of the day, everyone gets a little hungry. We're going to go over to that workflow. I'm going to show it to you. This is the workflow configuration interface. And just for the sake of it, we're going to go and add an item here. Now, there's no such thing as burger toppings in Australia if you don't include some good old beetroot. So let's go ahead and add that. You know what? We don't need that last one. We'll get rid of that. All right, now all I'm going to do is save this, and really the key thing that I'm wanting to show you here is we saved that definition, it's updated in our portal. The next time we interact with that inside our Web App Builder location, it's automatically reflected. So it's just a fantastic way to build your widgets inside Web App Builder. That's about all the time I have to do demonstrations, but what I want to implore you one more time is, hey, if you're working in Web App Builder, you have a need for doing some more interactive guided interactions or generating PDF reports, check these technologies out. We've had customers happily using them for many, many years, and we're looking forward to having many more customers in the Web App Builder world using those technologies as well.